Hello everybody and welcome to a very special Jason Galka show. We are back in New York today and a very special guest is with us today, Jessica Rich of the Jessica Rich Collection. She is an amazing, talented jewelry designer, talk show host, movie actress. The list goes on. Hello, sweetie.
Nice
Hi,
to see you.
I'm
Thanks
doing
for having
well.
me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Love.
So it's always great meeting a fellow talk show host. You have your own talk show based out in LA.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's a Jessica Rich live show, and it's on a station called KILM, and it's a local station in LA that premieres also in Dallas, Vegas, Miami, and of course LA. So it's not e-news, because that's what I really want one day, is like e-news or fashion police, but I'm very blessed to have this opportunity because it's basically building my resume. As you know, it's not easy.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
yeah, it's great. I have on different topics, different guests. Like 2 weeks ago, I had, Mauricio Armansky.
Yes.
He was on the Beverly Hills show. He's married to Kyle Richards, so he came on the show talking about his real estate company and 1 minute with his chef. So it's always something different.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
do you do like a variety, like inspirational guests, maybe somewhat celebrities, things like that?
Yeah, whoever I can get in there, It's funny because some people don't like giving interviews. It's not easy to get interviews. I thought everyone would be on TV, but no,
Yeah. Some people are camera shy, believe it or not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not,
We love
obviously.
we
for
love
this.
this.
So how long have you been hosting?
Well, see, the thing is, I come from reality TV, and I think as a child, I don't think I ever said I wanted to be a host. I always said I want to be famous. So I was like, whatever I do, I have to be well known at it, But after doing Real Chance of Love, the VH1 show that I did, I guess coming from that, it's not easy to stay on top. Like, I tried doing acting, and of course the movies that I'm in now, I did them, but my heart wasn't there. Like, I love it, but it's not really what I want. I love being me.
I kind of feel the same way because there's a movie coming out on HBO in the winter, February 2014, The Normal Heart, which I did a couple of scenes with. Yeah, and it's like, I'd much rather be doing this.
Exactly.
Like, it was so cool to meet Julia Roberts and Mark Ruffalo, who's gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If you're out there watching, love you. But it's like, it moves so slow, too. Like, we're lucky we did 3 pages in one day. I was like, oh my god. But then I did a soap, and we were like 85 pages in within a few hours. So it was crazy.
You know what you love.
Yes.
Yeah.
We eat, lead, and breathe talk show.
Talk show, talk. Because I like showing my personality, and you have a great personality.
Thank you.
As a host, you have to have that, and it's not easy,
Absolutely.
My teacher in LA, her name is Marquis Costello. She's a huge host. She teaches Ryan Seacrest and all these people, CeeLo, and everyone's on TV. She's amazing. And she said to me, Ryan Seacrest came into my boot camp like 5 years ago. He had a better shot at being a baseball player than a host. Now look at him. He's making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
And
isn't it crazy? Like, I look at myself, I'm like, there's no way I could do this job.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you just do it.
Just
you forget about everything.
Exactly. Look at you now. Mom and Dad's probably proud of you, yeah?
I hope so.
Love it.
Thank you. So you actually came from Michigan. So how did you end up in New York originally?
Well, Grand Rapids, Michigan is where I'm from. And I don't know, I just never felt like I fit in there. Like, as a high school growing up, I was always bullied, and people used to always be like, oh, you think you're all that? And I'm like, I come from no money. Like, my family, my mom worked 2 jobs. She had cancer. Yeah. Oh. So just because you dress nice and you speak well, people
you didn't
judge
always
you.
have this.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even that. My mom just said, Jessica, no matter how hard you have it, never let anyone see that. Like, go to the store. I'm really good at styling, and that's what made me kind of start my jewelry line. It's like, you can have on a $10 pair of jeans, no one would ever know.
Nobody would know.
It's how you style yourself. So I guess from there, I was like, let's go to New York. Let's try doing styling work. Moved to New York, did the styling thing. I was like, I don't want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to dress them. I want to get dressed.
You're made for in front of the camera. You're right where you should be.
So that's kind of where it all started when I was here.
And that's where you actually started the VH1 show. That's where you kind of got your big break.
Got casted on that, and I literally just replied to an email, and I'm like,
That's all it takes, right?
Never thought I'd make it, and then I got a phone call. Yeah, you're getting flew out to LA, and I'm like,
wow.
No way!
And that's currently where you are now. That's where your talk show is based.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your 2 films. One is in theaters now, and one is actually premiering at the HBO Film Festival
tonight. I know. I'm so excited. It's called Laughing to the Bank. Is the first one that I did. Laughing to the Bank is basically this a guy named Brian Hooks. He's been in a lot of black comedies and things like that. He was in a bunch of stuff, so he decided to make this movie about his life, showing that even though you may do acting or you may be a big hit, it's not easy to stay on top, So my role in the film, I'm a madam, which is so funny because I'm literally like, I come to the door with these girls and I'm like, give me the money, you know? They can't come in without the money. So it was a fun role. It's in select theaters across the United States, 160 to be exact.
Fantastic.
And I watched it with my mom like 2 weeks ago, and it was a crazy experience. Like, oh my God,
It's so different watching yourself back. Like,
Yeah.
do you critique yourself? Let me ask
Bad.
you. Yeah.
Bad. I live in the mirror, and it's not because I'm conceited. You know, and I know. You have to know your angles. You have to know.
Yep, you have to know our good spots,
All
our
that.
good sides. But honey, you have all good sides. You're
No,
absolutely
this is
gorgeous.
my good side. My left side. All right. You have all good sides.
Oh, thank you. I don't, but that's so lovely of you. I'll pay you for the compliment later.
No, it's all good. Just give me a drink.
Well,
That's all we need.
deal.
Okay, sounds good.
Well,
So
since I know like your heart isn't into acting, but like, do you, after doing several movies, do you kind of have like a character or a character based in your heart that if you are casted in future roles, you know what you want to do?
Yeah, if I was casted, because I figure, you know, it's always good to start in one realm. Like, for instance, like Lala, like I look up to her basketball. She was on MTV, VJ, and she was hosting, now she's acting. Because, you know, once you do so much, you can't stay there. It's always good to go better. So I was thinking maybe drama roles, like, I don't know, I'm married to some guy, he cheated on me, I'm like a good girl.
You'd be great in soaps.
Like obsessed with Idris Elba or Beyonce role,
Yes.
something like that would be amazing. But you know what? I can play anything. I can play crackhead. I play anything I want to play. I love getting to the root of like a character.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you actually come from an entertainment background.
Yeah.
You have a great aunt
Yes.
who is great.
Yes,
Patti
Patti
Labelle.
Labelle. Yes, she's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what happened. My dad was basically her tour manager for like over 5 years.
Wow.
And growing up with that, him being always gone, it kind of showed me like, wow, the entertainment business is really cool, you know? So she's always told me, you know, Jessica, no matter how hard it gets, never give up. You know, there's not many times have I gone to like a record label trying to get signed and it didn't happen for like so long, you know?
Yeah.
So she's great, you know.
Has she been an inspiration to you?
She's been she's a big inspiration. Like my dad always like has her over for like Thanksgiving dinner, and he lives in Delaware. She's out there too sometimes. She's from Philadelphia originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like she's always like, you know, don't give up, and no matter what you do, make sure you're happy, whatever it is that you do.
Absolutely.
So that's the advice that I eat, breathe, sleep that advice from her.
And it's
So.
worked, obviously. Movies, television, talk show, and now jewelry.
My
Shop
jewelry line, I know.
JessicaRich.com.
Shop
Look at that
JessicaRich.com.
gorgeous girl up there.
Thank you,
So
thank
tell us
you.
about it. Now, I love your slogan. Your slogan is very interesting because it's, I mean, I grew up with a mom that was a single mom. She works 2, sometimes 3 jobs, so
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. But your slogan is kind of like, shop cheap but look rich.
Yes,
I love it.
Because my real last name is not Rich, to be honest with you. It's not Rich. But why did I give myself that? My manager, when I first started the business, he's like, you need an alias. I'm like, what's that? Fake name. I'm like, okay. He's like, what about Rich? I'm like, why? He's like, you look rich. And I'm like, but I'm not rich. I don't want people to think that I'm rich. I don't want to come off as bougie, you know?
Yeah.
It fits me now perfectly because I breathe. Like, do not spend $10,000 on a Birkin. Do not spend $50,000 on a Bentley.
Right?
Like, rent the Bentley, drive in at something. Things are. My mom having cancer, I just look at life so different. She's like, Jessica, I worked my ass off, and I'm so mad at myself for not having fun, for not becoming a model, because now look at me, I have cancer, and I'm trying to fight to stay alive.
Is she doing better though?
Yeah, she's in remission now, and she has to get a CAT scan like every 3 months just to see if it's not, there's no mass tumor there, but she has to just slowly watch it. It's a slow growing cancer. So I guess, you know, she just taught me, you know, never give up and don't spend all your money, save it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But beautiful stuff. If you go on the website, shopjessicarich.com, but tell us about some of your pieces and like what your passion
One of my pieces.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
The way it catches the light.
Thank you. I like costume big jewelry. Like it's costume jewelry. It's not real. And I just feel like I love to accessorize, and I'm not gonna spend $10,000 on a ring or Tiffany's and wear it once, you know. So all my pieces are for women out there who are geared to, you know, always changing the look, needing gold and silver, and they want to buy 5 pieces for $100. That's what my clients and all my friends who buy my stuff are just like, Jessica, like, I love going to your site. My boyfriend will buy me $200 worth of stuff, and it looks like we went to like Rodeo. I'm like, I know. This ring retails for $75.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And it goes with your dress. So
Thank you.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's like big pieces, statement pieces. Yeah, I like making a statement wherever I go.
Yeah. So like, what's your vision like with your designs? Like I know you love the the big jewelry, but is there like certain stones that you like to work with?
Not really. Gold is my favorite, but black stones and just regular silver stones is probably like the easiest thing. I mean, with costume jewelry, you can't get too crazy because there's only so many like pretend diamonds that they actually have to use. So it's not like a huge variety of things.
So how long have you been designing actually?
Like a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
so really
a year now.
good.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. I love it. I love wearing all my stuff, and it comes in these cute little pink bags because pink is my favorite color. So it's cute.
Wow. So is this like your new goal in life on top of doing your talk show? Of course. Like, do you want to? What is it you want to really
goal?
pursue? Yeah.
Okay, my goal is like Joan Rivers. Like Joan Rivers is an amazing host, and she also has a jewelry line on the side.
She does everything else.
She does everything else. But I just want to brand myself as a personality, you know, like as a person who is a host known for that, and then also has a jewelry line because you want to make multiple streams of income. So Jessica Simpson is another great example. She has this huge empire of products. She started in music, which is different for me, but I just want to be, it's like hard though, because it's like this industry is so difficult.
It is.
People think it's so easy that you've done a show and it's easy to stay on top. It's so hard. Like, I literally pitched a show that I want to try to possibly get. You need to create your own thing here. It's not like people are just waiting in line to cast you for something new.
You have to go out there and get it.
You have to go and get it. And it's hard. I wake up some days like, I want to cry, I'm so over it.
Oh my god, you're like me.
No, really, I'll have mental breakdowns.
Yeah, I do too.
Like,
it's
so
like,
many.
I can't do this. 5, 4, 3, and we're back. You know, like, you just get into that realm.
Get back. Because it's like, how can I give up now if I've come so far?
Exactly.
You know, this far away.
And for me, like, that's my inspiration. It's like, even though we all have those breakdowns and we just want to stop, it's like, look at what we've done. And then you take a deep breath and step back. And,
go to the spa, get a martini.
And then off we go. You're going off to your film premiere tonight, and we're doing a talk show today.
Exactly.
So.
What's your goal? Like, what do you want to do?
I want to do this.
Yeah.
I did the Normal Heart, I did the soap opera, brand new Tainted Dreams coming out in January, and thank you. Yeah. And it's like so many amazing opportunities have come from doing this. But like, this is where my heart is. Like, I love having a conversation. I love meeting different people like yourself and their inspirations and hearing so many relatable stories of things. Like, you know, we were just talking about how we like have breakdowns. Like, it feels good to know, like, you know, there's other people out there going through the same thing.
Everyone goes through this. I mean, if you're a real person, I mean, I hate people who try to say, oh, everything's amazing. Like, my agent has this. I'm like, let's get real. Yeah. All right, we're going for the same gigs, and there's not that many, so don't cut the BS. I'm a very straightforward person.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Come on.
And, you know, as we were saying earlier, too, we were both raised by single mothers. Your mom worked 2 jobs, mine worked 2 jobs. You know, I mean, what was life like growing up for you? You mentioned a little bit about being bullied growing up.
Oh, God, it was crazy. I mean, I would come home and I'd be like, Mom, why do people tease me? Like, I'd literally go to my locker, and in high school I was popular because I was like the pretty black girl, but that wasn't my fault. Like, thank you, Lord, for my genes. But, like, come on, like, I can't help it that I don't speak ghetto and all that. Like, I speak with, like, taste and class, and I migrated more towards the white people because they accepted me and they didn't judge me. Right. And the black people just kind of, like, just thought I was this outcast. And
you were raised with class.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
You guys think I'm this billionaire, but it's like my mom was really good at just styling us. So I got best dressed in high school, and I'm like, I didn't even try. I wore all my mom's clothes every freaking day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So do you ever think you'll get into more fashion as far as like designing clothes, things like that?
Funny thing about it is before the jewelry line, there was a clothing line.
Really?
I had a blazer line, and it was a disaster because it's so expensive. And I didn't know that. Like, literally, like, I would just pick up material from downtown, take it to the seamstress, and I said, can you make this exact blazer? She's like, well, yeah, you need a pattern. I'm like, what's that? What's that, you know? We don't make it? She's like, no, you have to get the pattern first, and then you have to get the sample made. Sample and pattern are already at like $500.
Oh, wow.
We haven't got to production yet.
Yeah.
So, unless you're mass producing overseas in China, each piece would be like $200 to make it, $300 to make it. Wow. So I kind of just said, okay, I can't do that right now. You know, can't do it. I mean, maybe an investor possibly, but it's hard to find investors who want to invest in clothing because it's everywhere these days. So with the wholesale jewelry line thing, it's a lot easier because it's not real materials, and you mass produce it, and we have a factory in LA and also in China. Wow. So it's a lot cheaper.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
So I can't imagine what you have coming up in the future. What do you have in the future?
Well, I have 2 pilots that I can't speak about, but I can say that I actually shot them for 2 major networks. So One of them we've been waiting for the network for 6 months now for this answer. So we're just kind of like patiently waiting for that one. But the other one has been greenlit, but we're just waiting for a contract. So I can't really say for sure I got the one or two, but the one is closer than the other one. So I'm kind of being patient about that. Thank you. Thank you. That will help everything, because it's not easy to just do it without being on. People think it's easy. It's like if you're not paying $1 million for a publicist, or if you're not in a big show, it's hard to push that.
It is. But sometimes you can be your own best publicist.
Yeah.
Nobody can get you out there more than yourself.
Exactly.
But you have an amazing publicist
She's
as well.
Great.
I work with her, Sabrina. Love her.
She's so fabulous. She's so funny. She's really real, and she doesn't like. Most people just take your money, but she takes your money, but she's actually
she utilizes it
perfectly. Every dime is worth it.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Jessica, thank you so much. You're beautiful. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you you too.
Good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you're going to be in the Riverhead area and would like to be part of our live studio audience, all you have to do is write for tickets. Please include your name, address, and daytime phone number. Email thejasonshow@yahoo.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back. And joining me right now is Sabrina Stowe de Fernandez.
Hey.
Hi honey.
Hi Jason.
How are you today?
Fabulous now that I'm with you.
Aw, thank you. Well, we always work together. You book so many of your clients. Sabrina does public relations for so many big name clients here in New York and all over probably.
Yes.
But you didn't always do PR. You actually got your start in journalism.
Yes, I did. I went to a high school that had a broadcast program, so I studied television, radio broadcasting in college as well, and I worked at Power 99 in radio as the public affairs reporter and producer, going out into the streets and getting the community's 30-second snippets.
That's kind of what you do for us, actually. You might remember Sabrina from some of our street cams in past episodes. And right behind you, actually, is the poster of Jessica Rich, who's actually one of your clients as well. So how did you fall into doing PR work?
Well, I was all of my life, my mother allowed me to hone on my goals and dreams. I studied acting, ballet, tap, jazz, played the piano, flute, but my passion was the library club every summer. So I remember in the 6th grade, you know how they have career day? Well, a newscaster, a sportscaster was my follower. I shadowed him. Wow. And so I knew, I think from 6 that this is what I wanted to do. I thought I'd be like on TV reporting the news. However, I had a gift for gab. So I could, as a journalist, I could also convince people, manipulate a story, and so it worked better for celebrities.
It's amazing how you start out with one thing and you end up doing something totally different, right?
Well, it's actually in the same family, media, and then being that I'm in entertainment, knowing music, writing music, knowing about acting, all of that helps with my craft because I'm still using it with my clients. And even acting, when I'm public speaking, it's still acting, it's role playing.
Absolutely. And your company, La Chic Media, is right here in New York. We're actually broadcasting from your office right now, which is absolutely adorable. But I know you have plans for this isn't enough for you. You need more. You're a diva like I'm a diva.
Yes. I actually had larger space, and someone bought the building and they jacked the rent up. So I'm looking for a little bigger, but I'll stay in this building. I'm in the meatpacking district. It's a really chic area, and this building has a lot of television and film producers, other publicists. So it's like a network within itself.
Fantastic. And you were actually recently featured in Black Enterprise magazine. Here's your article.
Yay!
Tell us about it. Back on top.
Yes, well, Black Enterprise is like the Forbes for people of color, Latinos, Blacks, Asians. And that's my second time. The first time I was under the age of 30 and like a millionaire with my business enterprise. I've been in business since 1996.
Wow.
Long time. So now, I got to speak about my challenges and how you overcome peaks and valleys. You're going to have peaks and valleys in finance and business as an entrepreneur. So that was an inspirational piece, so to speak.
So this was kind of like a behind the scenes of Sabrina. I mean, most people don't really get to see too many of the publicists that do PR work as you do, but there's something very unique about your story because this is about you being back on top. And what were some of those hardships and things that you needed to overcome?
Well, this book magazine is mostly geared towards finance. So being a millionaire under the age of 30 was something that, you know, I don't think anyone at a young age should have access to money. I think you could have the money, but there should be an estate plan set up to divvy the money. I did all the right things with my money. I bought a home, you know, paid for my daughter's private education. I bought cars, I had office space, I had a staff, but when 9/11 happened and the market tanked, I had took out a margin account on my brokerage, at my brokerage. So I had to pay back the margin. You know, I sold my house in Long Island on the water, but I took it and I bought 3-4 new houses and I have no mortgage. So I had to revamp my idea of business. Initially, I have a full service media company, so I do media buys, I do publicity and journalism. So initially the bread and butter was the advertising media buys and publicity was just a small portion. Now folks' albums are not in stores, they're online. So I'm not getting an $800,000 budget to place Beyonce's album in stores now, coming soon commercial on TV like I did in the past, and other celebrities like Cash Money, Erykah Badu, Joe, Run DMC. So now most of my clientele is publicity. And I've branched off into television. So I have Karen Gravano from Mob Wives and author of Mob Daughter. She's a New York Times bestselling author.
She is a lovely woman.
Lovely. I totally love her. I have Mikey Knuckles from Fuse TV's G Thing. I have Jessica Rich of the Jessica Rich collection. She's also her brand, Style It Rich, as well as her TV show that's in LA, Miami, Las Vegas, and Dallas, called Jessica Rich Live. And I have other things in the works. You know, I have Jimmy Hinchman, who is a notorious or infamous music executive who's looking at life. So I have a lot of clients. PR
You're
is
busy.
Yeah.
When do you sleep?
Good question. Usually at 10 o'clock every night. If I'm not working the red carpet, I'm getting my beauty rest.
As we all need to do.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So, Sabrina, thank you so much, honey. As I said, we always work together. Many of your clients have been on the show, Karen Gravano to name one of them, and Jessica now, as you saw earlier. So thank you so much. Great to have you here with me, chatting me and getting your face out there to the audience.
And I thank you so much for always supporting me, and I totally love the Jason Galka show and what's happening in the Hamptons.
Yes.
And we'll continue to do more work.
We will. Thank you so much. So how can people get in touch with you? You're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Yes. I have a website, SibrenaStowe.com. That's SIBRENA Stowe, STOWE.com. On IG, I am officially Sabrina. On Twitter, I am Sabrina Stowe. And on Facebook, I'm Sabrina Stowe D. Fernandez. There you go.
I love you, honey. You're a diva, as I said, but that's a great thing, as I'm a
Thank
diva
you.
myself.
Yes.
If there's anything you'd like to share with us here at the Jason Galka Show, send us an email, thejasonshow@yahoo.com. Special thank you to the beautiful Jessica up there, as she was here earlier, and thank you again, Sabrina. See you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.